It's bad.
Stand up and clap.
It sounds crazy. No. Phone's not on silent. Oh, it's your phone.
Yeah.
Welcome to the King-Abrams show.
Hey.
Oh my goodness. So I don't know what's happening with the technology on the King-Abrams show tonight, but just warning, this may be a bust, but we're gonna
Are you
gonna
blurry?
pretend like
'Cause
it's
I
not.
look blurry. Are you blurry? I feel like
I think we're both blurry.
Okay, I'm just making sure. It's not just my eyesight. All right.
No, we may be having some internet issues. I am not
Cataract.
sure. However, usually the live and what you and I are looking at, sometimes it's not a full representation of what the live on YouTube ends up being for the
Right.
end user. So it
Yeah,
may
like
be
the viewers
we could
are
be
seeing it
optimistic.
clear. We'll hope so.
Yeah, that's right. It's perfect. Audio and video.
How are you doing?
Yeah. It actually we were showing me looking at the right now. It looks great. How are you, Dr. Bright King?
I am good. I'm really good. Oh my God. I feel like so much has happened in the past week or so. You know what I had?
Yeah.
I had an ex-girlfriend of mine come to town, and and when I say ex-girlfriend, it's nothing scandalous. I'm like she and I had a relationship for a little while, and it didn't work out. We went our separate ways, but we've been like seriously good friends throughout the years. And I have a kid. She has some kids. I have a partner now. Anyway, so she got divorced and she needed a vacation. And I said, well, come to Texas because, Texas is, where I am. So we just had a busy time. You know what I mean? It was like me and her and Sarah and all of our kids just doing kid stuff for like a week. I need some sex talk. I need some adult sex talk is what I'm saying, It's been nothing but family stuff.
Wow, that's so Bruce Willis.
Well, usually before I had kids, I would say I had an ex-girlfriend come to town and stay with me and my girlfriend. That would mean like 3 ways all the way. You know what I mean? But this is like we had all these kids around us.
Really? Wow.
I mean that's.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the ex came to hang out with your current girl, and the only challenge was that you couldn't fuck enough because there were too many kids around.
That's right. That's right.
Player.
I do have a backstory.
Do tell.
But it was all. Oh no. That's for. I'm gonna have to write that book. The complete. I don't know. It's the opposite of a player. The complete guy who just lucked himself into a bunch of pussy. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah. I wonder why. What do you think, Brian? What do you think it is about you that attracts these beautiful women along the years?
It's maybe
your intelligence.
It could be my intelligence. It's not my my financial success. That's for sure. It's definitely not my looks. Although my looks aren't the worst, you know what I mean. But there's like this. You're
not bad looking.
I don't know. Could
You're
be
good looking. There's a whole type of woman that like is into a bigger guy, and your face is you're a handsome guy. You just happen to be bigger, and so that doesn't you don't look bad. You look good to me.
Yeah, and
I'm one of those chicks.
I appreciate that. That doesn't normally turn people off either, but it's not like I walk down the street and I get horns honking at me. You know what I mean? It's like it's like that's like Brad Pitt would stop traffic. You know what I'm saying? I walk down the street and people are afraid they're going to hit me with their car because not for my sake, but because they don't want to dent their car. I'm just saying. But I've had some success with. I've had some quality girls in my life, and then and I don't know what it is. Maybe something about the way I smell. Maybe that.
Yeah, maybe. That's a really clever segue.
that is my segue.
I didn't know that's where you were going.
How's your week? But I did. I'm being honest, though. I did have like a busy week with some people in town. And it was, when you have kids, and of course you have kids, but you've had them for a while. I just got mine. And I'm still getting used to this whole idea of me having a kid and my friends having kids, and like, it's like, it's just, we go to like, what we did, we went to this water park called Great Wolf Lodge. They don't have them in Southern California, so I'm not sure if you're familiar, but it's like a big hotel.
We have something similar.
It's like a big hotel that's kid oriented, and there's a water park in it, and everything, every inch of the place is like kid friendly and just made of Nerf, and just like there's kids running around everywhere, and it's just that was my life for like a week, just having nothing but.
That's fun.
It was fun, but it wasn't very adult. Was all I'm getting at, So.
Yeah, it's when we like sneak away to like do all the drugs and the sex.
I could use some King-Abrams in my life. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there you go. Well, here we are, and maybe there's something special about the way you smell. I tell you, with me, I have stopped seeing people in a few weeks, but I this is what I wanted to ask you about on our pre-production meeting. I wish I remember how he smelled. I feel like, and maybe I feel like I know this, but you're the doctor. You could sort of vet the information for me. But I feel like of all our 5 senses, right? Sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. Smell is the one that works a little different with the olfactory bulbs and the nasal passages. Can we remember smell? Or is that something we recall once we re-smell the thing? I wish I remembered how he smelled. I remembered putting my face in special places and getting a burst of dopamine.
So that's an interesting idea. So there are going to be people who claim to have memories that are multisensory, But for most of us, because our memories are based on visual experiences, we're going to have visual memories. In fact, that's the biggest part of our brain. The biggest part of our brain is devoted to storing visual information, So we're
experts at that.
Yeah, but you can recall pretty much anything that your brain is committed to memory, and there are smells that we commit to memory. I mean, like I smell cookies baking. I know immediately that they're cookies. I don't have to relearn that. That's a memory.
But like if you are not smelling cookies, can you like right now? Like I can visually remember something. I can remember how something sounds. I can remember how something. I can almost visualize how something might feel.
Right.
But the smell, when I inhale, I can't smell cookies. Like I can't. I know it smells good.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's tough.
I know peanut butter smells
so much of our brain is devoted to visual information, and so much of our memories is associated with visual information. We really don't like when we access our memories or when we try to think. We tend to think visually. We tend to think in semantically, like talking to ourselves, words. It's very, there are some people out there who have that ability. They can, recall smells. They can describe it, it's rare. It's not common. And then there are people who are visually impaired, say they've been visually impaired since birth, who their brain has developed a little differently, and still has all that space that it would normally devote to visual information, but it doesn't have the visual information, and so it starts to to retain much more rich experiences and memories that are built from other senses, But generally speaking, like I can't imagine like what roses smell like right now. I know I like the way they smell,
right,
and I'll recognize them when I smell them.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna be like.
Sure.
I can't re-experience roses in my head, but sure. I can imagine what they look like, but I can't,
Yeah, what they smell like. That's I did some research when I was writing my book, and I remembered vaguely, and that's why I was sort of vetting it with you. But the olfactory bulbs in the back of the nasal passages, they sort of may have a different routing before they get to your frontal lobe, before you can kind of comprehend what it is you're taking in your nose and the senses. And so there were just sort of fewer neural pathways to our memory centers.
The thing that's interesting about smell, right, is that it has a direct connection to parts of our brain. Like smell can trigger certain behaviors, certain responses and stuff much faster than other forms of stimulation. Like for example, I smell those cookies, I'm salivating. I'm hungry for the cookies, and I could start salivating before my conscious mind even knows that I smell the cookies. The smell has triggered that response because it has a quicker line. If you think about the position of the olfactory bulb, it's right down. It's a straight shot back to the back to the thalamus, and so that information is then spread to different parts of the brain really quickly. That's important. It's important to our species because things that we smell are either indicators of something really good or something really bad. And if we smell something, we really smell bad. A threat, we need to get out. We need to protect ourselves immediately. If we smell cookies or roses or something that would be great or beneficial to us, well, we need to be able to seek it out really quick. And so think about primitive brains looking for food. It's important to have that sense, have that really sort of that fast connection to the brain. So it's there. It's definitely there.
It's definitely there when we're having sex. And here's the thing about me. I have, everybody's different, right? My sense of smell, I think, is pretty heightened in terms of my peers. It was just one of those things. Like I could just sniff out anything. My mom would be like, Samantha, go in the kitchen and see if you smell some gas. Nice. I was like her sniffer. I was I'm like a bloodhound. And the funny thing is, I think my youngest daughter has it too. We were at the grocery store once, and I smelled urine that smelled. It felt like it smelled like it was coming off of a homeless person, right? It was that almost ammonia. And I looked up, and a couple aisles down, I saw the guy, and then I was there with both of my daughters. My youngest daughter seems to have this talent. My oldest daughter does not. So I looked at my youngest daughter, and I said, "Do you smell that?" And she looked at me, and she said, "Yeah, what is it?" And I looked over, and I pointed with my eyes at the guy, and she pointed with hers, and we did this, recognition visually. And my oldest daughter goes, "How do you guys do that?" So I have this incredible
it's like a superpower.
It is. It's kind of a superpower. I could damn near smell tomato sauce through a can, I swear. Wow. And so when I'm having sexual experiences, it really plays a large part in my pleasure. And I feel like, we were talking before the podcast started tonight, and we were talking about pheromones, which is a scientific term for what people think are these special neurochemicals that people in love can somehow sort of detect from one another through their olfactory bulbs, through their noses. So the theoretical concept is that pheromones exist, although scientifically, apparently they are not identifiable.
They're not in humans.
Right?
Other animals,
not in humans.
Yeah, and other animals, we have clear evidence. We show we can actually point at the part of the brain that they use, and then we can look at we know what chemicals they are, and so with human beings, it hasn't yet quite been identified.
Sure, but there seems to be a similar process, right, with the animals and the pheromones. We just can't identify it in humans quite yet. And I tell you, I've always, honestly, up until the discussion we had just before the podcast tonight, I've always sort of settled on this idea that for me, sexually, pheromones are extremely important because I feel like I'm picking them up. Maybe it's psychosomatic, but I feel like, when things wrong with the internet. I'm going to keep going though.
Yeah, you just went on me for a second.
And then and then it gives me a big burst of dopamine. I use my smell a lot during sex. I don't know if that's odd. Probably.
Oh no, it's absolutely right. See, first of all, what you're talking about doesn't necessarily refer to pheromones. We are chemically designed to find members of our species attractive, and in any way possible. And so there are things about members of our species that signal our bodies on a chemical level, on a biological level, that make us attracted to them, that start pumping dopamine into our brains and all kinds of stuff. And so not every body type is going to turn you on. Not every gender is going to turn you on. Not
everyone's sweat.
Exactly. Not everybody's scent is going to turn you on. Yeah. And so it's like that does factor into it quite a bit. You know, I've been in sexual situations where I've been like really like repulsed by the other person because of their smell. You know, like I just couldn't. I don't think I'm as sensitive as you are with regard to smell. Like I'll bang pretty much anybody, but when I talk about repulsed by their smell, I don't mean that they smelled bad or unwashed or dirty or anything like that. I mean that it was like the scent of their body that really turned me off, you know? And it happens.
Right.
And then,
like there. Okay. So the guy that I love, I love the way he smells. Just okay, freshly showered, right? You can always put my nose, nuzzle my nose somewhere and then take a whiff and then feel a certain way. But even when he's stinky, like not showered, I'm not repulsed by his stink. Is that what you're saying? It's not that there was some kind of a hygiene issue. It was just your chemical did not mix with her.
So
chemical.
the natural smell of a human being is generally pleasant to other human beings. You know, it's when we cover our bodies with bacteria and those bacteria start producing waste and so that, that's what stinks. You know, that's what makes us smell bad is the little the microorganisms that live on us that eat our sweat.
I think I like his microorganisms.
So you're not in love with him. You're in love with his bacteria.
I'm in love with your bacteria. Gross. There's a dog barking.
That is that's
okay. We got phones ringing, dogs barking. I don't know how much the audience can hear.
Well,
you were waiting on our night. We have a comedian lined up that
does he smell good?
I don't know. I think sometimes. Samson, do you mind closing the glass door? I think sometimes. But
who knows?
I wouldn't know. Who knows? Right. Yeah. So, but I wanted to talk about it. He may or may not show up. It's 5:21. So it's quite late. So I don't know if he's having trouble.
But
we're just gonna have
a good talk without him. Yeah. But I think it's a really good subject though. I really do. And you really you feel like you're really turned on, or the situation is enhanced for you when you can smell the man, right?
Yeah, and I wonder if that's a feminine thing. I wonder if that's something like we women. I'm sure a few men have sniffed a few pillows the day after to some perfume, but women, like, I don't know if a lot of women would admit, but a lot of us are into smells. Like, I'm not the only woman that I know that will, savor the scent, if you will. There are a myriad of different ways how you do that. You can sniff on a pillow that he was lying on. You could wait a few minutes before you wash or shower so that you can savor his scent. I admit that I do that. And so I think it's a big thing for females. And so I want to talk about hygiene.
Can I ask you before we talk about that, can I just ask you a question?
Sure.
Willing to spend good money to buy underwear, things like that have been worn by women.
So they can sniff them.
Are you aware? You're aware, right?
I am.
Okay, so have you ever heard of a woman buy a man's used underwear on the internet?
No, that's great. So it sounds like what you're saying is men are more into smelling than women.
I think it just really there's
because they're well
there. Maybe men are just willing to spend money on their scents. I don't know. But I know I do know women who have sold underwear, and they get special requests. It's like you wear the underwear for like 3 days, put it in a plastic baggie, wrap it up, ship it out. And I can only imagine that the guys are just like walking around with it in their pocket or pull it out and sniff it every once in a while for a surge of that dopamine.
There's dopamine. There's something happening there. Yeah, well, maybe.
But I don't think I hear.
It's an all human thing, and not just a gender thing.
I Well, it could. I've never heard of buying men's underwear. I've never heard of that. That could be a thing. I just never heard of it.
No, that's gross. I don't want to smell the bacteria on your clothing. I want to smell it directly on your balls.
Gotcha.
That's what we're talking about. And speaking of balls, guys, what is young boys learning how to clean themselves? Who is teaching young boys? Who taught you how to clean your mom or your dad?
It's been so long, I can't remember. I don't know if any of them either of them specifically told me how to clean my balls. Really, I think it's just a general body cleaning type of thing.
Yeah, no, maybe that's not something that's taught, but certainly mothers and fathers should consider.
I will say it's extremely important.
As far as hygiene, that's what.
Well, I just say it's extremely important. Ball smell like it definitely turned me on. The other night I scratched and I reached down, scratched myself, and then when I pulled my hand up, I was like, "Oh my god, I need a shower." It's
my god, what is with that shit?
It's like, I don't know, man. I can tell I'm not gay or I don't like the scent of balls, basically. Yeah. I don't know how any woman.
Well, I mean, there's a point where it's sort of goes past the point of return. I mean, the thing about it is, let me just school.
I like how this show is. Yeah, tell us. But this show is very much borderline TMI, like
People need to understand. Here's the question in women's heads: why do his balls smell horrible sometimes? More times than it should. More times than it is acceptable. It doesn't matter every now and then, and something off. More than that, their balls will have different types of smells. And let me just qualify the different types of smells. And this is just a lesson to teach you guys. Please get to the corners. We're talking about hygiene here. Okay. There's a smell where if a guy washes thoroughly and maybe goes to play a round of golf. Okay. That's a nice bring that scent to your lady confidently, because what's happening is she's just sniffing on your natural bacteria. There's not, there's just been a few hours. There's no extenuating. But something has happened with men occasionally where I think that the moisture is building up and there's mildew smell. Let's talk about the mildew balls. Have you ever known your balls like mildew?
Man, I don't. For that one, I'm gonna have to plead the fifth.
You don't want to admit it.
Maybe.
Excuse me.
It might have been mildewy the other night.
That part, it happens. Yeah. Okay, you have to dry the balls. Is there a process for drying the balls? Right? If a towel gets wet, you ball it up and put it in the laundry. So don't do your balls like that. Like, what is the?
I will step out of the shower. My balls will be dry. The rest of my body will be cartwheeled to, basically.
The balls. You dry balls with your towel.
You get one of those bowling balls.
Put your pants on, and then you walk out about it in life. I don't think that all the way. Blow dryer.
Oh man, if there was a blow dryer, we probably didn't leave the room for another 5 more minutes. You know what I'm saying?
A ball blow dryer. I think maybe it's when the weather.
It goes from drying to playing with yourself pretty quick,
Oh dear. Oh, so you can't spend too much time. Men can't spend too much time drying the balls because then that becomes too exciting.
Yeah, it turns into something.
That is what the problem.
It's like foreplay. The balls don't know. They don't know you're trying. They don't know you're trying to go to work. All they know is that somehow they're getting some
attention. Let me ask you this: of if you had to tally all the times that you have been intimate with a woman, whether it be the first time or several times, with the same woman, is it primarily a practice to have a fresh shower before you engage with her?
It depends. So, if my girlfriend will come home sometimes after dancing, or going to the gym or something like that, and she'll be like, "Ugh,
What about you?
I feel gross." No, but that's what I'm saying. I'll say like, I need a shower. I'm gross. Like, baby, no. We need, you smell. There's something about you. Let's just, you smell great. Let's take to this. I think that it really depends on, I guess, like how long the scent has been there and how much it's evolved.
No, but I
But
mean, like
yeah, no,
in terms of when you're getting ready, like women, I feel like, and I know that a couple of my girlfriends feel the same. If I'm going to be sexually intimate with someone, I'm going to take a whole shower and wash my hair and put on perfume. Yeah. And so for men, is it sort of saying,
every
is there a
day
consensus you're going to relax?
Yeah, you're gonna clean yourself. You're gonna bathe. I mean, like, you're gonna do the normal. Most guys
You
aren't
spend a
gonna
little
throw
extra
on
time on the balls just in case.
Maybe.
Right?
I like to make sure they're nice and pretty. Sometimes I'll put some big polish on the end of it. Just make it look good, presentable. Put some beads in the hair. Give it a little Stevie Wonder thing. No, but you want
to like speaking look, but the problem is it's fight the mildew where we're talking about. Our guest just arrived. You guys,
all right.
Go ahead and welcome him and join him. And he has not been listening. I'm gonna fill him in. This okay. First of all, comedians coming onto the show every week, and they're all special to say about each one of them. But this guy, I remember the first time I saw him was at my speakeasy. And I remember thinking, this guy's got some kind of weird Eddie Murphy. He jokes are genius. So he's in the genius gang, Dr. King. I saw him act out and be a character that was a chick smoking cigarettes. It was a stressed out chicken.
Nice.
He went from red cows. The fuck is a grass-fed cow all the way to a stressed out chicken cigarette, and it was brilliant. It killed the room. You guys, a warm welcome for an actor, Stevie Brown, everybody.
Hey, what's happening?
How you doing?
Sound check. I'm here.
You are here. You are right on.
Oh man,
I accused you of being late a few minutes ago while you weren't here, but it's perfect timing, actually.
Okay, so you told everybody already
that you were late.
Okay, he's late. He's a black comic.
There's no hiding it.
And talking about burgers who's been mistreated.
Right. There it is.
Oh no, I'll be the advocate for the food.
Yeah. So you came in on the
Washingtons and
so
how you prepare.
We started our conversation about pheromones, or the concept of pheromones, as people understand sort of how they work, right?
Okay.
These are supposedly chemicals that lovers, people in general that are in relationships of sorts can sort of pick up. But Dr. Brian King, the science of pheromones is sort of isolated to animals. They're they're neurohormones.
Yeah, so far.
I
mean, there's always possibilities.
Right.
There's always possibilities of things we have,
discover.
Okay.
But yeah, people. It's not like scientists have been looking for pheromones. I mean, I don't like to throw that doubt in there unreasonably. They've been looking and they haven't found them. So it's like
who's on here?
Do.
So we have Dr. King.
How you doing, Doc?
Dallas.
How's it going, Steve?
I'm all right, man.
And then, you know me. I'm Samantha Abrams.
Oh man.
And you're Stevie Brown.
It's funny when people try to figure out certain things, because it's like I feel like certain things was here before we was here. The science was here before we was here. So it's like, could they potentially get us to love the smell of smoke? The pheromone, who knows? I had somebody who was like, I like kids don't wear deodorant and love life. So who's
is better?
Yeah.
Right.
truth by that you don't see too bad.
Right in the middle of the world, you deodorant because that is what you're used to attract women.
So
try that shit in North Hollywood.
You know what I'm saying? I went in a few corner stores, smell like straight armpits, but a lot of money was in this girl, and I was okay. But you can tell he don't wear deodorant. His love life seems just fine, I guess. So
you see?
It's like, who is the real pheromone doctor? You know, they might just be trying to get us to buy a new cologne. That stink. Oh no.
Well, how much does the stink and like how much does that mean to you when you're having sex?
It'd be low stuff. I actually like the smell of. I like the smell of good old some nice hair. You know, like when a girl hair, she got whatever when she put in her hair. It's like man, it's like, you know, people be like, I did my hair and it smell like burnt. Like you just feel hair, I can smell the fried hair.
Right.
And it's like she's trying, she prepared herself, but it's like fried hair now. Where like probably she just put some grease in it. The grease, you know, the grease smell good, you know what I'm saying? That dollar store grease, I'm from the hood, so I know what the dollar grease smell like, you know what I'm saying? Bad, but it's like it might not be the best for your scalp, but I'm just saying there'd be different smells that turn me on. I mean, I don't know where I'm from. I smell that dollar store grease, it just take me back to high school, like my first time.
All right, hypothetical. You're really digging a chick. You guys have, you know, been in bed a few times already and still developing. And you know what she smells like fresh out of a shower, and you know what she smells like after the gym. What do you prefer?
I mean, some really good at just not smelling. You know what I'm saying? I had some women that's like, even I'm like, hey, you still smell. You know, I'm an athlete. I know what the locker room smell like with full of men. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Because that's like, all right, yeah, you smell it. They got to play football back. You know what I'm saying? But it's like women really do take care of stuff like that. But it's like a female, and it's like you don't know. And y'all been, you know what I'm saying, that is never familiar with because we don't have that.
A female stench.
Yo,
a odor. Is that what you mean?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Basketball.
Face value, but of course we like people to smell good.
You like us to smell good.
Yeah, you like people to smell good.
So let me just educate. There's this like wrong answer that's okay. I can't even be heard. Is this better now? I can hear me.
I don't.
My microphone.
Yeah, but I don't hear you coming through the recording.
This is no point now. I wonder, Brian, can you?
I can hear two of you. There's an echo on you. But I can still hear you. It's all good. I can hear you. Yep. Can you hear me? All right. Push through.
men fall victim to this issue occasionally. So we were talking before you walked in, right? Dr. King and I were talking about, is there a process by which you dry them thoroughly? Because, you know, like with a wet towel, if you wet a towel, you can't just ball it up and throw it in the laundry basket. It's going to smell like mildew because the moisture builds up. So is there a process to dry your balls?
I think you should just make sure your balls are dry. I mean,
I don't know if
people put wet balls in their
Yeah, I don't understand what kind of process you think we have. I mean, we just take a towel, you rub them off.
Maybe that's the problem, that there is no process. And so you're just assuming that your balls are drying. Meanwhile, 5 hours later, there's mildew, and you put your balls in somebody's face, and she's like, ew, gross.
Well, you gotta understand, you gotta hit your baby powder. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do your baby powder.
Right. There's things
that can help, like some baby powder. But other than that, your balls is in your drawers with another thing. So it's sharing space all day long. You walk it, and it's like it's constantly rubbing against the Johnson. So the Johnson, it's the Johnson in the balls. You know, the Johnson like over the balls. So it's like that friction could, like,
sweat happening.
It could, all kinds of things. It could be you driving a car, you got leather seats, anything. You know what I'm saying? It just, So it's like, with that being said, it's like just always occasionally take more than one shower, maybe.
There you go.
Baby powder. Be intentional about your non-balls.
Just re-rinse them
our
off.
nose not where our balls at. So it's like, as
you
men, we like, I can't smell.
It's
like if anybody down there, see, sometimes men don't consider who going down there. So I can't smell them from up here, but if you're down there, expect it's balls, girl.
It can smell like anything.
It's like, I don't know, like, I'm sure, because I ain't gonna lie, as men, we assume females know what just balls smell like, because they be down there, we don't. So it's like, I just be like,
Be aware, we're talking about how y'all balls smell.
Like,
women get together and talk about how balls stink.
I want a girl to tell me,
if
my balls don't smell right, at least pop your head up like, hey, your balls don't smell like the rest of the guys' balls. So
I've had to tell a guy to wash.
But I don't think
Let me go wash you. That's how I did that.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's fun, because now it's like, now it's turning into foreplay, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, personally, I haven't had a woman be like, your balls stink. But it's been times where I was running late. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I'm coming from the gym. Hurry up. And they rush me. And my balls is like, whatever. I'm like, hey, you told me to come straight over here.
That's fair.
Time management is also you don't know the situation. Just like how men don't be knowing the situation. Like, when females is off one day, sometimes, like I said, women be like that. Some women be like, they don't give you that take your time. They want you like, hey, come here straight after this. You know what I'm saying?
Now, see, my brain is thinking, okay, maybe there's a marker. Maybe I can come up with a ball spray or something for this issue.
Just set intentional dates. You know what I'm saying? Just let a person know, like, if a guy is aware of, like, oh, man, I could potentially get laid, he could prepare a little better. You know what I'm saying? Make the balls smell better than usual.
Please, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? But as a woman, you gotta let him know, like, tonight I might be sucking on him. So it's like, he's like, oh, okay.
Oh my God, I gotta tell him which area I'm gonna be touching on so he can be sure to wash it good.
It's not be sure to wash it good. Just make it smell better for you.
I
see. What I'm saying?
The other misconception I want to fix, and Dr. Brian King, I want your help with this, is that, Biggie Smalls, I don't know, something 20 years ago, there was a song he put out, and I should be prepared with the title for them. He said something like pussy stinks. And it's not supposed to stink, by the way, ladies. If she smells like he says it has the odor, if you smell a little fishy, then you need to go get some antibiotics. Dr. King, am I right?
There's lots of reasons that it could smell, foul that way.
It's definitely worth checking into.
It's definitely worth checking into. Absolutely.
Can he hear you? Dr. King, Steve is talking to you. He's addressing you.
Oh. Can you hear?
I'm sorry, I thought he was just saying my name.
Oh, can you guys hear? I'm sorry, I thought he was just saying my name. That's so cool.
Say my name.
Hey, but Dr. King, that's your name, right?
Dr. King.
That is.
Yeah, Dr. King.
But check this out. So you ever been in a situation where, as a man, you probably be like, I'm not the freshest down there, but she down there and she not saying nothing.
Right. That's what I think is happening.
I think somebody just not speaking up is the problem.
It's our fault. Your balls too.
I mean, our nose is not down there. You have to understand. See, I feel like it's a miscommunication going on.
Dr. King, is Sarah there? Is your lady there?
She gonna say if they've been together long enough.
Yeah. So let me just tell you. She's busy cooking. Let me just tell you, if somebody that you're desiring to have sex with you that one conditions of getting that sex is to go wash your balls, then you gotta go fucking wash your balls. I mean, that's just it.
We're not speaking up, so it's not a problem to you.
Somebody. Yeah, now there's a little bit of an audio delay and I'm not hearing everything you guys are saying. So hopefully I got the gist of what the question was.
No, I think that you're right. I think that guys are just saying, well, she's down there, whatever they smell like, she's still going. So she must like it.
Right.
We don't know you suffering. Like I said, we don't know what the average ball smell like. So,
yeah. We don't know it's bad. We don't know it smells good. Listen, I don't know a shirt of mine is clean unless I ask my girlfriend to smell my shirt. I'm like, is this dirty? Can I wear this again? Sometimes we just don't know,
So you don't do like a sniff check?
So if I can't tell if my shirt is dirty, I damn sure can't tell that my balls are funky unless they're like super funky, and in which case I know it's obvious.
From like 2.5 feet away.
What I'm saying is, like if you can smell like or feel that you sweaty, if you can smell or feel that you sweaty, of course, go wash. But we don't. I don't know what the default ball smell is.
That's a good point. Well, I think the moral of today's story, like the girls and boys, is that hygiene is important because it really does. Pheromones or concept of pheromones or just the way our brain processes scent really does play a huge part in arousal and sexual pleasure.
Oh yeah.
And I think for both men and women, apparently. Dr. King was talking before you walked in about how men will pay money to buy panties, women's panties, so they can smell them later. But you never heard of it. Yeah, that happens. It's a thing. But women aren't paying money to buy guys like dirty draws.
That's because y'all got vagina spray. We don't have balls.
Right. We have all kinds of sprays. Be careful about those sprays. Sometimes they can cause odors.
But honestly, I'm not a panty. I never understood the concept of panty sniffing because it's just that's weird. I mean. So I don't even know.
Maybe along the lines of fetish more so.
I'm about to say, just like how people smell, I don't understand some of the stuff people do sexually, honestly. So I don't know. Because it might be some women that might smell balls in the boxes. You don't know, but they might not talk about it. Just like how y'all might not speak up about, hey, can I wash your balls before I stop? I mean, I don't know.
I speak up, but I don't know if other women are.
Well, maybe I should start a march.
Have you ever had a woman tell you that your balls smelled weird to go wash them?
I told a woman my balls smell weird and I gotta go wash them. I was like, you know what? I just, I'm so honest and vocal. But if I don't feel like my balls is messed up, then it's like I'd be like, you gonna have to tell me. But if I feel like my balls need help, then all right, maybe. Like you want to go to the shower, you know what I'm saying?
Comedian Ray Grady, several months ago posted this post, and he's very funny. If you don't know who it is, definitely go search comedian Ray Grady. And he was talking about pheromones. And he was talking about fellas shower. He was like, get in the corners. You got to get all up in the nasal passages, in the ears, behind the ears, in the balls. Get in the balls. The balls stink. Like, he was aware of the issue. You gotta go check
Nah, for sure. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. As men, we wash, but we don't. At the point that I don't believe. I know I had some moments where I'm like, dang, my boys probably don't smell the best, but I never heard nothing from the girl.
That's
so
right.
it's like, and then she continued to leak and suck my balls.
We're literally just sucking it up. Like,
So, really, that's what's happening.
We are. I got to an age and a point where it's like I'm gonna say something. I'll just invite him into the shower and go, let me do this for you.
Okay, for sure. See now and that's a form of foreplay, but nah, I definitely that's what I'm like, because obviously everybody know balls stink. I be hearing this. You hearing the rap music, you hear it. Sweat down my balls. Yeah. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's aware of the ball sweat, so I don't know what the limit is between women. Like you might be like, my balls stink. Women like, no, all men balls smell like this. You be like, oh, they do.
I think the general scent of like whatever you smell like, if a girl's into you, it's your chemical makeup that she's sniffing on that she's into, and so like if there's a little extra sweat, maybe a little extra time build up, I think that's normal. It's specifically this mildew smell.
Okay.
That we get sometimes.
I got you.
Yeah.
I understand.
It is moisture. That's moisture. It means that you took a shower or they got wet or sweat, I don't know, and then sat there for a long time.
I tell you something that I do. I start doing this. It's fun. I shampoo my balls. I shampoo the whole region. I mean, for real.
I feel like this whole discussion comes from a personal place. Because we keep talking about this mildew smell. Like, is there somebody in your life that's got a smell and you don't want to talk?
Every man that I've ever dealt with at one point dragged some mildew balls into my face.
You have ball discernment.
You have better ball discernment. Maybe that means we need to go ahead and wrap the show. We're actually over time a little bit.
So that was it. It was about sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls. That's what we did. That's what we did today.
Podcast.
I think that was my fault.
No, it's all right.
Football episode.
It was an attempt. I'll be transparent. It was an attempt, Dr. King, to keep me from spilling all my business and spilling all my beans and talking about all my business. I was like, let me just talk about pheromones and smells and
I like it.
Everybody shampoo your balls.
About
All right. Listen, that's it. Catch comedian Stevie Brown. When are you performing it?
I'm performing at Supernova on the 10th at 7:30.
Where's Supernova?
It's in Hollywood.
Hollywood, California. That's.
You go to their Instagram page.
Okay.
Pretty dope.
Supernova. We can viewers can go online and they can follow you on social at S3 Brown. So what it is it's at S Brown, but instead of a B, you put the number 3. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. This guy's a very brilliant comedian. You guys, if you haven't checked him out, definitely go follow him. He's also an actor, and he has these amazing skits. I know you got one scheduled Saturday. I may or may not show up for support.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull up.
Yeah, okay, I will.
And he cleans his balls on a regular basis.
Dr. Brian King and I, not only are we comedians and podcasters.
Dr. Brian, can you clean your balls too? I guess we gotta clean our balls for Elman. Samson, you clean your balls. Everybody keep your balls clean.
I'm gonna clean my balls right now because this conversation's got me thinking.
Well, listen, everybody, definitely clean your balls, and then after you do that, go on to Amazon and check out our books. Dr. Brian King and I both we're both authors, and we typically write about science. And so I wrote a book called The Complete Player, which is really a neurological breakdown of how men and women interact around love, sex, addiction, and self-worth. And there it is right there. You can go on Amazon and get the ebook or the paperback, and it's hilarious. It's academic.
Yeah,
and it's a helpful read. I know that you have a copy already. That's right. Thank you. And Dr. Brian King wrote a book called The Art of Taking It Easy. You want to tell us about it?
That's right. Actually, I got some good news about The Art of Taking It Easy today. As you know, it's been out for a little while as a hardcover book. It's been translated into 4 different languages, and it was an international bestseller for several months. I just found out today that it's released as a paperback. coming up next year. So that means it's going to have a new opportunity to reach a new audience, because there's a lot of stores out there that only stock paperbacks. There's a lot of people that only buy paperbacks. So so it's kind of cool that they're going to be having this renewed push on my book in paperback form. So
I'm really happy for you. You know, I sort of watched the journey of your first book, The Laughing Cure, which I read. It was an excellent book, very funny, very informative. And it's been so exciting watching this new book and how it's sort of moving across the earth, Dr. King. I just want to let you know that I'm really happy for you and how excited I'm living vicariously through you.
Yeah, it's been kind of neat. It's been kind of neat, and I you know, who knows, like so the book publishing is definitely not what it was, you know, a couple generations ago. You know, it's a but it is kind of neat to see this happen. You know, this book is reaching people, and that's what's more important to me than financial success or earning a lot of. What's more important, I just want people to read it and like it and if and appreciate it, you know, and I love that, you know. So yeah, it's getting out there. It's getting out there in people's hands.
Find us on Amazon. And you can get his hardback. And I don't know that either of us have. Do you have an Audible version on any of your books quite yet? Are you still working on that? What's that? Do you have an Audible version on either of your books? I know I'm working on one, but I'm not.
No, not yet.
We're still working on it.
So yes, you published with your own company, but I actually went to the publisher, and so my publisher still makes the rights to that kind of stuff, and they release things as they think they're going to make money on them. So first is the hardcover, then the paperback, and then maybe audiobook if you know as things progress. So I'd like to do an audiobook. It'd be kind of cool.
All right. Well, listen. We're a little bit over time. I hate to cut you off suddenly, Dr. King, but definitely go to Amazon, check out our books, go to your social media platform, and follow Stevie Brown.
And go to my iTunes, Spotify.
That's right.
Anything. You know, I have a stand-up album streaming on all streaming platforms. Go check that out, live from New Jersey.
That's right.
By Stevie Brown. You know what I'm saying? It's 20 minutes. Go get your laugh on.
Yeah. Just go anywhere podcasts are available, anywhere streaming services are available. It's called Live from New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a very, very clever comic. It's just a treat to see him work out. And so, thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been another case